Hello, my flowers. Annie here, and today I'm going to talk about a topic many people are afraid to address, but at 67 very well-lived years, I don't hold back. Let's discuss those prints that, honestly, do us no favors after 60. And don't tell me it's prejudice or a fashion dictatorship. It's about feeling elegant and modern at any age. You know that saying, age is in your mind? Well, it's also in your wardrobe. After decades of working in fashion consulting and dressing to flatter every stage of my life, I've learned that some prints can add an extra 10 years nobody asked for. 1. Tiny Grandma Florals. Oh, my dears, this is top of the list and the one that irritates me the most. Those tiny little flowers, all crowded together on a dark background, look like they came straight out of my grandmother's closet, with all due respect to her. This type of print not only ages us but also makes us look like an old curtain. What to wear instead? Choose large, modern florals in vibrant colors. A dress with bigger, well-spaced flowers brings a youthful and elegant vibe. I love coral, royal blue, and emerald green tones in my floral prints. 2. Minuscule polka dots. Listen, I love polka dots, but those microscopic ones make us look like we're wearing a 1950s school uniform. Not to mention that from a distance, the outfit looks dirty, and we deserve way more than that. What to wear instead? Medium or large polka dots, spaced out. They're modern, fun, and super elegant. I have a midi skirt with black polka dots on a white background that's my favorite. Everyone asks where I got it. 3. Tiny checks. That picnic tablecloth check is a true crime against style after 60. It makes you look stuck in time, and I hate that expression, but in this case, it's the pure truth. What to wear instead? Go for larger checks, like Prince of Wales or a bolder pied de pool. I have a blazer like that, which is my go-to piece. I wear it with jeans, skirts, everything. 4. Childish prints. You know those prints with little kittens, puppies, or hearts. Please, we are mature, powerful women. We don't need to dress like our granddaughters. What to wear instead? Opt for modern geometric or abstract prints. They're sophisticated and show personality without looking like we borrowed from a child's wardrobe. Let me share something. Just the other day, I was at a cafe with my friends, all in our 60s, and one of them showed up in a top with a kitten print. Politely, or maybe not so politely, I said, "Sweetie, you're a beautiful, successful woman, grandmother of 3. You deserve way more than that little blouse that looks like it was bought in the kids section." 5. Thin horizontal stripes. My dears, let's be honest. After 60, our body changes, and that's okay. But those thin, closely spaced horizontal stripes are treacherous. They not only make you look wider, and who needs that, but also give that impression of old, faded clothing. What to wear instead? Go for wider vertical or diagonal stripes. They're super stylish and elongate the figure. I have a pair of vertical striped pants in shades of blue that's a showstopper. I always get loads of compliments when I wear them. And look, I'm not one to brag, but those pants are truly special. 6. Loud animal prints. This is a delicate topic. I love an animal print, but those very loud leopard or zebra patterns in flashy colors like hot pink or neon green are a real disaster. It seems like we're trying to draw attention in the wrong way. What to wear instead? Go for animal prints in natural, more discreet tones. A silk scarf with a leopard pattern in caramel shades, for example, is super chic. I have several and even wear them to more formal occasions. Let me share a funny story. I was at a charity event last month, and a lady showed up in a complete pink zebra set. My 15-year-old granddaughter whispered in my ear, "Grandma, it looks like she got run over by a pink paint truck." I had to hold back my laughter, but she was right. 7. 70s psychedelic prints. Look, I lived through the 70s to the fullest and loved every moment. But those psychedelic prints with screaming colors and swirling designs need to stay in the past. They don't just age you, they can make anyone dizzy. What to wear instead? If you love color and movement, go for more contemporary, artistic prints. I have a dress with an abstract pattern in shades of blue and green that looks like a true modern work of art. It's fresh without being over the top. I'll confess something. I kept a psychedelic dress from my youth for years, thinking one day I'd wear it again. When I finally mustered the courage to try it on, my husband said, "Annie, you look like a walking kaleidoscope." That was the push I needed to donate it. You know what else irritates me? Seeing famous brands re-release these prints and sell them as vintage. Vintage is one thing, tacky is something else entirely. And I'm not saying this because I'm a traditional lady, quite the opposite. I love to take fashion risks, but with class and personality. My dears, it's not about wearing or not wearing prints, but choosing those that flatter us. It's high time we stop thinking that after 60 we must dress in a dull or outdated way. We're modern women, full of life and style. 8. Gold chain prints. Ah, my flowers, this is a trend I must talk about. Those prints of golden chains, trying to imitate jewelry, are a real fashion nightmare. They look like those 80s carnival t-shirts, remember? Plus, they scream trying to look rich from miles away. What to wear instead? If you want that sophisticated touch, invest in elegant geometric prints, or better yet, use real accessories. I have a wonderful collection of silk scarves with classic patterns that are much more chic than any chain print. I need to share something funny. I was at a family lunch when my niece arrived wearing a blouse full of printed chains. My 5-year-old grandson asked, "Auntie, why are you wearing gift wrapping paper?" Kids are so brutally honest, aren't they? But he wasn't wrong. 9. Youthful slogan prints. For the love of all that's holy, let's talk about these t-shirts with glittery phrases like "Forever Young" or "Girl Power." We don't need a t-shirt to say we're youthful. Our attitude and energy already do that for us. What to wear instead? Invest in high-quality solid pieces or sophisticated prints that speak for themselves. A well-tailored blazer or a solid silk blouse does much more for our image than any sparkly slogan. Now, my dears, I'll share some extra tips I've learned over the years. Tip 1. Proportion matters. It's not just about the print but also the size of the garment. I've seen gorgeous women wearing dresses with the right prints, but so loose they look like they were wearing a circus tent. Fit is just as important as pattern. Tip 2. Mix with wisdom. If you're going to wear a printed piece, balance it with solid items. The other day I saw a lady who looked like a walking garden. Floral top, floral skirt, floral scarf. Even her socks had flowers. Less is more, my dears. Tip 3. Invest in quality. It's better to have a few good pieces than a wardrobe full of questionable prints. When I find a piece with a beautiful print and good quality, I don't mind paying a bit more. It's worth it in the long run. I'll share a secret. I have a friend who insists on wearing every single print I've labeled a don't. One day, I gently suggested she change her look. You know what she told me? "Annie, you're too critical." Well, my dears, sometimes we have to be. Not out of spite, but out of love. I want to see all of us mature women making a splash wherever we go. Now, my flowers, let's talk about something very important. Self-esteem and how our clothes affect our confidence. You know the saying, clothes don't make the man? Well, I completely disagree. Clothes may not make the person, but they make all the difference in our mood and how the world sees us. I'll share something very personal with you. 5 years ago, after I retired, I went through a whatever phase with my appearance. I started wearing those very prints I've criticized here. Tiny grandmother florals, little flowers, youthful slogans. My daughter, with all the love in the world, sat me down for a talk. "Mom," she said, "you've always been our reference for elegance." What happened? It hit me like lightning. The next day, I donated 70% of my wardrobe and started over. It was the best decision I've ever made. Many friends tell me, "Annie, but dressing well is expensive." My dears, nobody said anything about buying ultra-expensive brands. The secret is choosing timeless, good quality pieces in the right prints. An intelligent wardrobe doesn't have to be costly, it has to be well thought out. Golden tips to update your look. 1. Do a radical closet clean-out. 2. Choose a color palette that matches your skin tone. 3. Invest in quality basics. 4. Add personality with well-chosen accessories. 5. Don't be afraid to try new styles. Speaking of trying things out, the other day I went to a store and the salesgirl, maybe 20 years old, tried to sell me a dress with cat prints. Yes, the ones I criticized. Politely, I said, "Sweetie, I'm old enough to be your grandmother, but not old enough to wear children's clothes." My beloved fellow travelers in this life, we've reached 60 plus with much more wisdom, stories to tell, and personality. Our clothes should reflect that. We don't need to hide behind old-fashioned prints or try to look like teenagers. We are mature, elegant women, full of life. We can and should dress in a modern way, without falling into fashion traps that make us look older, or like we're trying to look younger than we are. And remember, style doesn't have an age, it has attitude. If you don't agree with something I've said here, that's okay. The important thing is to feel good, confident, and happy with your choices. But if any of my tips resonate with you, give them a try. Sometimes a small change in our wardrobe can bring a big transformation in our lives. To wrap things up, I'll leave you with a phrase I created and always use with my friends. Dress to impress yourself, everything else is just a bonus. With love and lots of style, Annie P.S. And if anyone disagrees with my controversial opinions, I'm ready for a coffee and a good talk about fashion. After all, there's nothing better than exchanging ideas with other mature, vibrant women like us.